sets me off.
Obviously.
It does.
That's right. It's time we once again get fired up and kick off the Damn Sports Show, presented by Real Sports Cards in Waupun. A show that's as honest and self-aware as their hosts, Wally Lukachinsky and Charlie Dern.
We're all about accountability.
Big hand-up accountability here.
And of course, we can count on Ashley to keep him in check. She just might be the biggest Taylor Swift fan at the station.
It's champagne problems.
They are champagne
Shout out Taylor Swift.
Oh, give me a break.
It's hard to tell. They cover everything: Titletown, pro, college, and high school sports around South Central Wisconsin. Even if it's the Wisconsin Badgers, for better or worse.
I was wrong about Badgers basketball. I've done them before. They're bad.
Catch it all on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, Daily Dodge TV, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Were we the first ones to do it?
Are we trailblazers? People are talking. Charlie, for the last time.
One final disavow. For now.
For now. For a while. For a little bit anyways. I feel like it's a fitting start to the show. We addressed that elephant in the room in the open, as Charlie Dern's last day on the Damn Sports Show is today. He's not going anywhere. He's still going to be very much a part of the station. He's just going back to what he was doing before. He's in marketing, and it's busy season. So he did an admirable job stepping up, kind of in a relief pitching role. You came in the 8th inning. It's our job to get it over the top for you now, Charlie.
More of a middle reliever, I feel like. You know, it was an extended stay.
I really hope it's because we're up a lot, and it's not like a 10-1 we're trailing. Bring Charlie Dern in.
It could be like an Aaron Ashby. Like, sometimes they're just getting drilled. You need like 4 innings out of him anyways just to band-aid it. And
Any game in October, Aaron Ashby pitching.
Sometimes he'll go in there and shut it down. So
You shut it down, Charlie. I promise you that much. Sometimes. Well, I give you more credit than that. But the reason I started this, it is draft week.
Oh.
Nicely done, Dobes. Well, and that's what worthy to mention, too. Next week, starting on Monday, the rest of this week, we have our ESPN draft coverage on ESPN Wisconsin as we get going on here. And, sorry.
She wants to talk.
Yeah, I had something to say.
I'm going to open it up right now. Credit to you, because I didn't have my team's call up. Hand up. That's on me, Dobes.
No, you're good. It reminded me of Charlie when Charlie said Aaron Ashby. I feel like we need to go through the standings of our home runs and strikeouts before Charlie leaves.
That's true.
She's dunking on herself here.
That is a very good point. I think we're actually good.
No, you brought this up. I'd love to, before we go into a little John Blackwell talk after we just got the news that he will be transferring if he does remain in college basketball. Dobes, what are those current standings for our strikeouts and dingers only pool we're doing throughout the year?
Can you actually give me 2 minutes?
I will.
My computer's not loading, and I can't get my graphic up.
So you brought this up.
I got excited.
And you were not prepared to talk about it.
I was prepared to talk about it, but
you don't.
I was like, I have the graphic pulling up. That's the problem.
Why don't we could just wait.
Let's just in silence.
Yeah.
Just carry on a normal conversation.
You guys are so mean.
As she's looking this up, I should mention again, Ashley is going to be stepping in to the number 2 chair starting on Monday. She's going to remain producer, but you're going to be able to hear her even more frequently as the two of us embark on this journey of the 2026 spring and summer season together. Looking forward to that. Charlie, you look like you have something to say.
I was going to say a lot more of this, folks. A lot more of
No, it is not. Charlie, that was mean.
Well, Dubs, let us know when you're ready while we wait. We'll actually round out the first segment. We'll give you a little more time than that. We'll start talking a little bit about John Blackwell
I'm about
now.
to be done.
Charlie, because you brought this up to me, in the last 20, 30 minutes, John Blackwell has announced that he will, if he continues.
Now she's lashing out.
That was an accidental. Sorry. I accidentally put my headphones on the mouse again.
Okay. Well, I was fine with the last shot. I just thought it was going to be like takeover kind of mode.
No, my bad.
You're forgiven. Forgiven. We do that here on the Damn Sports Show. John Blackwell, you let us know that if he will continue playing college ball, it will not be at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Nope. He will be going to be a Blue Devil of Duke. And Charlie, I think the instant reaction is frustration from Badger fans. Naturally, Another year that has come and go where the team doesn't make it to the second weekend. John Blackwell looked poised to be potentially a guy that could get them there this last year. They're going to have to do it without him. Your initial thought as an alum of the university itself?
I would have wished him well at like literally any other school.
And then as soon as he said Duke, it was dead to me?
Yeah, that's not cool, man. I get it. Obviously, go get your bag, go do all that. I really hope that, and it'll get him good exposure to the NBA and all that. He said he wanted to win championships and he go to Duke. That's kind of weird. Like I don't fully see that, but it will get him.
Now you are lashing out.
No, but they don't win.
It's been probably close to a decade now.
He'll have the opportunity to be in those conversations.
He'll play a second weekend, odds are, or they'll lose to a 15 seed.
And that is, I think, is the most important part of it. Is that he will get the exposure of that second weekend, and then from there, a lot of times with the tournament, that's just about where your seed is, and Duke will likely be, another top seed. That's just the way it goes. So, I think it'll be a great fit for him. He'll do very well there. All of that is true. I hope it's a bit of a look in the mirror moment for Wisconsin as a whole. I think the university, the athletic department.
Well, what do you mean by that? Like, what really realistically is going to change from a move like this?
Well, they've already done. They were just talking about it on with Gabe and Kyle. They were just talking about like the actual state funding that's coming in. Like they are figuring out like, hey, we need to put a lot more actual resources into the athletics at the University of Wisconsin. Now, are they doing it by taking money from taxpayers? Yeah. Is everyone on board with that? I certainly am.
But not everybody.
Not everybody. That's fine. It's just the way it goes, But they need more money. And that is, like, things like this may not happen if that were the case. Now, John Blackwell might be a little bit of a different example than just this is a money issue. This was also about winning. Was he one of the best players on the teams that didn't get there? Yeah. So he's not to blame for any of it. But yeah, like there's some roster construction questions that you can ask about it too. You could do a great guard conversation. I don't really think that's what this is about or anything like that. And they've gone into the portal. It's not like they haven't gone into the portal. It's not like they're doing the Shaka Smart thing where, hey, we're just going to develop and recruit kids in-house and do it that way. They go to the portal every year. So I'm not really too worried about the basketball program as a whole. But I do think that they can look themselves in the mirror and be like, hey, like, are we truly doing everything we can to win here at Wisconsin?
Well, I think there's two massive things that have to happen here, because if you're going to keep players like John Blackwell, there's two recipes to do it. One, the one you're talking about, money. And frankly, the NIL and the money that's been shelled out by the University of Wisconsin hasn't been up to the same standard of the teams that are genuinely national championship contenders across the major two money-driving sports, that is college football and men's basketball. The other way you do that is you overachieve in your own environment with the teams that you do have. If John Blackwell and this Wisconsin Badgers team is in the second weekend, I don't think that this is a conversation. I think that if he chooses not to go to the NBA, it would be wearing that Wisconsin red, and it wouldn't be wearing the Duke blue. So with that, it goes back again. If you're not shelling out the dollars, then you're stuck in this purgatory once again that it feels like Wisconsin sports in general, but specifically the men's basketball team has found themselves in for a decade. Really competitive throughout the year. You get to March, you can't win 2 games.
Yeah, and I think like Illinois basketball is a great example of that. Brad Underwood, for a while, he had that idea of like he can't really get it done, can't really win, can't get to that next step. And then they go and, they had a different tactic or a different strategy this year where they're like, we're just going to get a bunch of guys that have played pro overseas. We're going to bring them in. We're going to pay them the money, more money than they got there. We'll pay them that here, and, we'll do something. And they got all the way to the Final Four this year. And I do think that maybe that's one strategy, but the other one being people were saying Brad Underwood wasn't a winner, wasn't capable, wasn't able to do any of that. They change up what they're doing, and then all of a sudden they make it to the Final Four, and almost all those guys, minus a lottery pick, Keaton Wagler, they're all coming back. And that's the way it kind of goes, is like you do win, you get that success, players want to run it back. And you're totally right. Yeah, like maybe money's part of it. I think with John Blackwell, this is primarily a winning and like exposure to that second weekend, Sweet 16, Elite 8, championship kind of mentality that he wasn't going to get at Wisconsin.
Well, one of the perks, too, of this new era that we live in where college athletes are paid, there's a reason why, even though I think the NBA product is getting harder to watch, a lot of people are saying that it's because the skill level has gotten so incredibly high at the NBA level that's part of the reason why the floor is spaced like it is right now, and it is just 140, 135 games night in, night out. But these guys are getting so weathered and prepared for the NBA because they are allotted extra time to play against people their own age, develop that basketball IQ, learn the game before they go to the next level. Even if he goes to the Sweet 16, he's done. It's hard to blame a guy for going back one more year, playing on a team likely with a few other NBA players, kind of get a feel for spacing when you're not the number one option, because he won't be next year.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, the injury thing goes all the way back to like when these kids are playing AAU when they're young, because they're just playing so much basketball.
It's professional without the dollars at that age.
Right, tournaments every weekend. It's a lot of running, and yeah, so there's an injury problem there for sure. But yeah, ultimately, like you hate to see him go to Duke as a Wisconsin fan. I know I wasn't a Wisconsin fan when a lot of that Duke, I forget what year that even was, but that must have been the last time Duke won.
2015.
I think that must have been it.
This, I don't know why it shocked me, but since the turn of the century, so we're talking 26 national champions, how many would you guess would be Duke in that stretch?
You would guess more than they have. I would have guessed 2 or 3.
They have 3 on the dot. Never mind. Good for you. For whatever reason,
no ball.
Ball no or Charlie Dern. It's going to be a novelty that we don't get to embark on too much anymore. But that they had 3 titles in 14 years, and they haven't won one since 2015. It was that unfortunate year for the Wisconsin Badgers where you can make a really strong case that before that, Duke's last national title should have been 2010 if it wasn't for officiating in that 2015 final.
Right, and I still do think I'd rather him go to Duke than Michigan or Illinois as it currently stands. I think that's...
Verbal meme, hands come together, shaking here.
Yeah.
I'm on your side.
Okay, yeah. I think that's the case. That wouldn't have been great, but I don't know how realistic either of those were because Michigan has a ton of guards coming back, so I don't know if he's ever going there. And then, yeah.
Good luck at Cameron Indoor.
They got continuity in Champaign coming back.
They sure do. Before we go to break, Ashley Dobrzinski, we'll throw it back to you. I hope this was enough time for that computer. Do you have our... We're still looking. There we go.
She was definitely scrolling.
No, I wasn't. Yes, I do.
We're ready.
It's unfortunate.
For some.
Wally has 54.
Seems like a pretty respectable number here.
Charlie has 31.
There you go. Second place.
Not bad.
And I have 21.
Well,
so one thing. I did not consider... I'll say it, that was my idea. I didn't consider that Miz would just have more strikeouts than anybody else by far.
Does anybody do you guys know how many he has right now?
Isn't it 33?
42.
Yeah, like I didn't
Miz
consider
has
that.
42. We shouldn't even give Wally Wally has 42 or Miz has 42. Chad Patrick has 7. Jackson Churio's out, and Jake Bowers has 5 home runs.
yeah, let's punish me for making a great pick. You're right.
You had the first pick.
Yeah, I did it, and I
spun the
did the
wheel.
right job.
True. Quinn Priester, still 0 because he hasn't pitched a game.
Sounds like a
This is my
user
team.
error.
It was. Brandon Sprout, 16 strikeouts.
Spro Goat. He looked good the other day.
He did. Bryce Trang, 4 home runs. Christian Yelich, out, 1 home run. So I have 2 players right now.
For the record, of the people that you just listed, I have more strikeouts than your best pitcher, and I also have more home runs than your best hitter.
Thank you. Thank you, Wally.
From 2 fronts, you're
For
getting.
Charlie, Brendan Woodruff, 20.
There's not a T in his name.
Brandon Woodruff.
There you go.
1 second, sorry.
I never mean to be a D. I just need you, if I'm leaving the show, I need to know that you're not going to call him Woodruff.
Woodruff.
do that.
I kind of like the idea of that's just becomes his name on this show. On this program.
How do I say it?
Driftwood's a pretty good nickname for him.
Woodruff. Oh, I see it. I hear it.
Yep.
Abner Uribe.
Which
9.
I wanted, by the way, so I don't even blame you for that selection.
Yeah, well, I should have
You
done
should
Aaron
take
Ashby.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, he pitches every game.
Yeah.
All right.
William Contreras, 2. Andrew Vaughn, 0. Wally's kicking our butts.
Well, we'll make
It's
sure.
not close.
We'll
Jacob
keep,
Mizorowski is
Long
kicking our
season, though.
Yeah.
Long season.
Well, we'll make sure we can recap. People won't get too far away. We still have Charlie's picks. It sounds like he's going to have a firm battle for second place as it sits right now.
Hey, Yelich might come when Priester comes back. It's going to be a different game.
Sure. Sounds
It's
good,
a
though.
battle for second place.
It always
Best
is.
of the rest.
For me, it always is.
It's like the EPL. Before we go to break, I want to remind you guys, if you're looking for a one-stop shop for all things sports cards, head on over to Real Sports Cards in Waupun or check out their app. Whether you're into sports cards or Pokemon, Real Sports Cards has you covered with live break streaming right on the app. You can grab individual cards on the go, be a part of a group, and watch for your favorite players and teams as the packs get open. Go to the Apple or Google Play Store today, look for the orange logo, and take your collection to the next level with Real Sports Cards, your local resource for all things sports cards, Pokemon cards, and more. Tom from Real Sports Cards is going to be out at the draft this week. Ooh. Big day for him. He's going to be hooked up with the Tops tent.
Oh,
so we're going to
cool.
be following him. I'm going to try my best while I'm out there to lock up and link up with Tom a little bit. But speaking of the draft, when we come back, we want to do a little draft of our own. We're going to take a look in the rear view and go back through, I believe it's at 72 right now, draft picks in the Brian Gutekunst era. And we're going to tell you the best and the worst that have been out there. That's next on the Damn Sports Show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and Daily Dodge TV.
I'm Sawyer, and I'm Shannon.
Attention sports fans. Whether you're chasing the hottest rookie card, that next big autographed sports card, or looking for expert card services, Real Sports Cards is here for you. For everything from sports to Pokemon cards, visit the store in downtown Waupun today. Go to the Apple Store or Google Play and download the Real Sports Cards app for all live online card breaks. Watch, collect, and win from anywhere. Real Sports Cards, where sports fans come to play.
Pittsburgh's Ultra Advanced Semi-Transparent Exterior Stain and Sealant in One can be applied to damp wood, allowing you to clean the surface and stain in one day. Save big on Ultra Advanced Wood Stain today. View our entire selection of stain and accessories on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer to find all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Life is full of adventures. Get the most out of them with the help of a primary care team you can count on. At Marshfield Clinic, primary care is here to keep you feeling great when you're on top of the world, help you bounce back when you're not, and most importantly, to help you enjoy each adventure with confidence. Request your primary care appointment at a Marshfield Clinic location near you. Visit marshfieldclinic.org/primary care.
So many great things come from summer in Wisconsin. Sunshine, fairways, and a chance to make a real difference. Join Good Karma Brands on Friday, June 5th for the Good Karma Brands John Moser Children's Radiothon for the Kids Golf Outing at Beaver Dam Country Club. A day where every swing supports kids who need it most. Check-in begins at 8 a.m. with a shotgun start at 9 a.m. Grab your foursome for just $350, including 2 carts and lunch for 4. After your round, stick around for food, snacks, raffles, scratch-offs, and plenty of chances to win big, including 50-50 raffles, where $10 gets you 10 tickets. Not a golfer? No problem. Whole sponsorships are available and make a huge impact. The deadline to register is May 15th. Get all the details and sign up now at DailyDodge.com. Every dollar raised benefits the 2026 Good Karma Brands John Moser Children's Radiothon. Because this day isn't just about golf, it's for the kids.
Wally and Charlie cover Badgers, Brewers, Bucks, and more on the Damn Sports Show, presented by Real Sports Cards in Waupun. Stay tuned to 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
It's draft week in the NFL in Pittsburgh here in just a few days. Before we get to a exercise we want to do looking back at Brian Gutekunst's best and worst draft picks as a Packers GM, I appreciate it, Dobes. Let this play for a little while. Or as soon as I say that, you know what, hands up. That's on me. I put you on the spot. But it kind of, every time I hear that song, you look outside, it's warming up. It feels like a long way away, but I feel like the second the NFL draft's over, is that first moment that you really get to look ahead and see what's out there on the horizon. Football's not that far away. We have summer first. We're not going to will summer away, but there's something about hearing that song, being up in this state. Packers football is always not that far away from you.
Well, and then we know, like, and I feel really lucky to know it, like, the NFL schedule comes out sometime between May 12th and May 14th.
God, I almost wish we could get you back on for that, like the schedule release watch party.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. Maybe we'll do that on our own time. But before we dive into that, we want to remind you guys again, we have been friends over there with the Rolling Meadows Golf Course and the team out there. We're planning on getting out there together, the three of us, at some point in the next couple weeks and trying to put together, I think 9 after work would be a good way. They got 3 different 9-hole courses. I feel like that's a good way for us to almost go a week at a time, get a feel for our favorite one, and then really hone in. That's what I want to do this year. I almost want to find one course that I can deceivingly be better at than other golf courses. And they've got 3 options. I'm bound to find one, Charlie.
Yeah. There's 3 options, and he was talking about how there's the kind of not 3 different difficulties, but they're all unique in their own way, and so people do prefer 1-9 over some of the others.
Well, and then one of the benefits too, we mentioned the nice weather. We just put out a tent getting ready for our brat fries coming up here. They have also got their outdoor patio too. You finish your 9 holes, finish 18. However, play 27. Go the Gabe Neitzel route and just marry yourself to the course for about 8 hours. Chill out afterwards. Get a nice pop. What's your drinking choice when you're at a golf course afterwards? Not like on when you're actually playing, but when you finally get to sit down, you sign your scorecard, because I imagine you're a signing your scorecard guy. Well, what are you throwing back?
Well, when I was a kid growing up at the halfway house, I'd typically play 9 with my dad, and we would go to the halfway house and we'd get a cup of ice and then some kind of Powerade. So I love orange flavor, so I'd go orange.
Orange Powerade.
Yeah,
right there on the turn.
Blue Powerade's definitely the best.
It's taken over.
If we're talking non-alcoholic beverages.
Yeah, which is absolutely fair. You can have a Shirley Temple too. You want to be one of those people, I want to have a cocktail, but I don't want anything in there. Throw a little Shirley Temple at it. But you can also book a team on our tee time online, rollingmeadowsgolfcourse.com. Top right corner, there's a maroon button. Click it right there, pick your course. They'll set you up at the exact time you want. Go through and get a cart there too. Or you could go like the Charlie Dern and just like to walk it, which by the way, I was not a walker until we started doing that this year.
Sure.
I see the appeal to it.
Yeah, get your steps and take your time. It's not a race. You're just golfing.
Yeah, I feel like there's got to be a temperature requirement for me. I think anything over 70 degrees, I'm in that cart.
No, then you're working a little sweat in there. Yeah, get a walk. Get your steps in.
We'll have to deliberate at the round table.
It's a little
before.
exercise.
Yeah, exercise sounds great.
Yeah.
I'm with Wally.
Let's go, Dobbs.
It's definitely
Why
a
do you want to
temperature
go play
thing.
9 holes in an hour? I don't want to do that. I want to be
That
outside.
sounds
even an
actually
hour.
sweet. I don't mind playing 9 in an hour. 9 and 60.
The whole point is it takes a while.
Play 18.
Yeah. I'm
holes is
with Wally in the fact that if it's 75 or higher and hot as can be, I'm carting it.
See ya. I'm on the cart with you.
Yeah.
All right, good.
For 18 holes, I'm in a cart every time. 9 holes, I'm walking.
We'll see who gets converted over
This
this
is why
summer.
when we did this or that and Charlie didn't pick the hot and 80 degrees for golfing, I was shocked.
No, I shouldn't be. You also displayed it as, would you rather play on a sunny 80-degree day or 45 in wind and rain? So it wasn't exactly you gave him
was
too many
60
options on that one.
Wasn't it 60 degrees and
Yeah.
sunny?
Yeah, it was 65. She built the perfect day.
Yeah.
It's would you rather play in a perfect day or be out there on the caddy shack? The hard stop snuff coming around for a little while. No. But now let's get into here talking about the NFL draft. The Green Bay Packers are not going to be taking a selection, at least we don't think right now, until day 2 of the draft on Friday, which had us start thinking about looking back at Gutey's prior picks. He was on board for the draft in 2018, so we want to look back and pick out the best draft picks in that time frame, but also look at some of the negative ones, the worst picks that we desperately need to avoid this year. If the Green Bay Packers, they won't be picking first next year in the first round, but you want that pick you trade away to be number 32. How do we get there? Let's look around. Charlie, what do you think? Do you want to start positive or negative?
I think we should start positive.
You want to
That's
start
the first.
positive and not start Debbie Downer?
I was going to say, Charlie,
That's Charlie Downer talk right there.
My last hurrah.
So we'll start positive.
Hurrah, yeah.
I'll let you even start. I'll let you have the first say here.
Well, if we're going full on, like, and I don't think we should do this, like, draft value, where we're like, Tucker Kraft in the 3rd round is better than,
So you're saying it's truly just best player?
Yeah, let's just do, like, the best players that he's picked, or the worst players.
For the record, Tucker Kraft is one that you can make a case for as a tight end.
No,
but I get what your point is.
And it doesn't really matter. Let's just, we can go over some of the best and some of the worst. So the best pick that he made was Jordan Love.
Yeah.
I've got it up here. Yeah, 2020 first round pick, Jordan Love. I do think one thing with the 2020 draft that's interesting and people have kind of lost in translation is they couldn't do any in-person scouting. There was none of that. And so, like, everyone was drafting at home. A lot of the scouting was over Zoom and those kinds of things, just looking at metrics and all that. So taking the risk of a first-round quarterback is a phenomenal pick. I just sent you guys both on iMessage my tweet a little bit before the Packers drafted Jordan Love. It's a picture of a guy projectile vomiting. And the caption is, with the 30th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Jordan Love, quarterback, Utah State. I, at the time, was so far against this.
Everybody was.
I was so against it, and there was murmurs that it was going to happen. I really, 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 because this was the year that Justin Jefferson was getting drafted, and I really wanted the Packers to trade up and go and get him, and unfortunately they didn't. I believe they might have even traded up to get Love or to draft in that spot. I could be.
He was picked 26.
Charlie, you responded to your own tweet too.
I'm sure I did.
Feels even worse that they traded up to do something they could have done at 30.
There you go. There you go. Yep, there you are. They could have drafted Jordan Love at the 30th overall pick.
And they went up to 26 to get him.
Yep. Yeah. So that's just the way it goes. I hated the pick at the time, but
accountability Monday.
wrong.
Well, Tuesday.
And it's not even like I was like saying Jordan Love is going to be terrible. It was more the situation of it where we've got our quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, playing at the top of his game. Let's go get him some help. Let's go get him wide receivers. That might still be right, but Jordan Love ended up working out pretty damn well.
No, it did, especially when you look at the wake that has followed Aaron Rodgers wherever he's gone in the time since then. Pittsburgh still is waiting right now to find out if they have their quarterback or if Will Howard is supposed to be quarterback 1 going into next year before the draft. So, to that point, everything that we've seen from Jordan Love, Toyota-thon Love, if you get that second half of the season Love that we've seen the last 3 years, he can be in that upper echelon of quarterback. It's just you're asking for that consistency. You're asking for him to help these guys along like Matthew Golden. And guys like Tucker Kraft exploding like he has, I think is a good way to transition because I think he's another one very high that you have to bring up on this list. He wasn't even the first tight end drafted by the Packers in the draft that they actually took him in. And now he's in that conversation as best tight end in the NFL for good reason. Tucker Kraft, 3rd round pick, steal. I was close with him and Zach Tom at this point of saying which one I would rather say is right there at the top of the list.
Well, and there's an entire 3rd round pick curse that Gutey had prior to drafting Tucker Kraft. On the list of the bad picks that we have here, we have Oren Burks in the 3rd round in 2018. Jay Sternberger, 2019 3rd round pick. That's a tight end.
Marshawn Lloyd recently.
Yep. Josiah DeGuara, 2020 3rd round pick. Amari Rodgers, 2021 3rd round pick. And then, Marshawn Lloyd, 2024 3rd round pick.
Well, look, last year, Savion Williams. Mm-hmm. And right now, we don't know what he's going to be.
And that's part of the broader conversation of this year's draft. And we kind of touched on it yesterday, but, it makes these picks, these later picks outside of the first round, so much more important when you hit on them because I don't have Tucker Kraft's contract out in front of me. He's going to be making a lot more starting next year. But as of right now, he's not making a ton of money. And when you have guys performing at elite levels when they're on their rookie contracts, it allows you to do so much more.
Dobes, if you want to throw another name out there, looking at the list of picks Gutey has had, from that top end, what are we saying positively when we look back at these 7 drafts?
Well, it's funny because I like looking at what Charlie has sent and any other research, I realize how many people I actually don't know from the bad picks.
Oh, no, that happens every year. A lot of these guys won't even make a roster out of the gate.
Yeah, that's insane. Anyways, I would go with probably I'll go with Christian Watson.
That's a good pick.
When he stays, healthy, I think he's very impactful on the Packers.
Well, so far, too, we've even seen the last year. I didn't expect him coming off the ACL injury to have that burst. I think you could make a legitimate case that he was better this last year after the injury than he was before that. And the expectations are right now with him and Matthew Golden. It's crazy what a difference 12 months make. We were talking about a collection of twos last year. I think there's a genuine hope and belief that you have two number ones on this roster after all. And that goes to the emergence that we saw out of Christian Watson this last 12 months.
Yeah, I laughed because just thank the heavens that the group chats don't get leaked for numerous reasons. One of them being when Christian Watson, when that injury happened, I was texting everyone like his career is over.
A guy thought the same thing.
Yeah, he's gotten so many injuries to his legs.
In a meaningless game against the Bears to end the year.
And when you're a track star like that, you need your legs the most. And with his size, it just didn't feel like it was ever going to happen for him. And it kind of stinks that in like this exercise we talk about him as a second rounder when he was the 33rd overall pick. Because then people like I remember after that draft, the immediate conversation was Packers again didn't get a first round wide receiver, and it's like, well, it's a 33rd overall pick. It's like, come on, can't we just? It's pretty much the same.
And by that time, you're already talking about there's only been probably 4 or 5 guys taken before him. You're talking about a high end guy coming into the league.
Exactly, and yeah, I mean, I'm so glad about how wrong I was about Christian Watson's injuries, and it's not to say that he's not injury prone is not fair, but he's definitely faced his fair share of injuries, and so I really do wonder how that's going to affect his this contract that he's going to be getting that we've talked about, because when you've got a guy like JSN who just got I think it was $29 million a year or something like that, they're not going to give that to Christian Watson. So how much less will it be?
We could bring up another 20 names here because he's had a lot of really solid picks. So one briefly I want to touch on, we mentioned Zach Tom. Offensive line, he's done pretty well. Sean Ryan, a serviceable starter. You go down the list of Elgton Jenkins, no longer on the team, but a high-end starter in the league. Who knows with Jordan Morgan, but still a lot of hope around him. There's been a lot of good out there, which makes the bad almost stick out when you see that. We obviously know a few that we're aware of with the negatives. And Charlie, I'll let you start. I feel like you have about 15 guys on this list that you have a vendetta against. So I'll let you pick your first one.
I think Gutey's very worst. Well, not very worst pick, but Lucas Van Ness in the first round in 2023.
Hercules.
I wanted to do that one.
Yeah, when you draft a guy just because he looks like Aiden Hutchinson and some of these other guys in the NFL, like the Bosa brothers, and you're like, well, he could be that. Was he good in college? No, but he could. We have to develop him. That's what we have to do. When you do that and you completely miss, and he looked a little bit better towards the end of the year, fine. But when you miss, overall, it's been a miss so far. When you miss on taking a guy in the top 15, it's just really tough. And yeah, Lucas Van Ness, yeah, sure. Maybe there's still some developing and blossoming that he has, and he's going to play a big role in this defense for better or for worse this year. So it's going to be a big year for him to prove whether or not I'm wrong about it. But right now, that is a terrible pick.
I feel like with Lucas Van Ness, exactly what Charlie just said, people keep saying, maybe he'll prove me wrong. Maybe he'll be better. And we just haven't seen it.
Yeah,
No.
it's his contract year. And we're like, well, maybe it's this year. Yeah, by now, typically, you start showing something.
Well, last year, you even saw him frustrated and tweet out about how, well, I've been playing through this injury. No wonder I don't have the numbers, whatever the vernacular he used was. It's at the point now where the production has to be there, where he's going to be donning a different uniform when we get to the 2027 season. Dobes, do you have another one, or was that yours locked in? Do you want me to go to the next one here?
No, I'll go. I was going to take Lucas Van Ness because I feel like there was so much hype and there's just nothing anymore. Anders Carlson.
Yep. I have his stats pulled up right now because I was ready to talk about him.
Awful.
He was so
what
bad.
was it? 80% kicking or 80% field goals? What was the actual, Charlie? What was it actually?
Yeah, wait, how does it show 80%? Because that doesn't feel right.
Well, I know then the biggest moment that you look at in his career, and one of the reasons why you don't have Anders Carlson kicking right now, is that San Francisco playoff game where they could have iced the game away. and instead he misses a field goal. San Francisco goes down the field, scores, and then you have that crossbody interception from Jordan Love, or you could be talking about a Packers team that could have been playing in the Super Bowl themselves that year.
He like just caused like stress. Like he would get on the field and we'd be like, okay, we're not getting 3 points.
You're like, all right, where's he kicking from? That's where they're taking over here. Let's be ready. Defense ready.
That was so frustrating with him.
So he was 100% within 40 yards. Now you start getting out of 40 yards.
Which I feel like were a lot of games.
40 to 49, he was 50%.
Oh my gosh.
And then 50 plus, he was 65%.
50-yard field goals are the new 40 in the NFL with these kickers too.
Yeah, and he was drafted in what, 23? I mean,
Yeah,
it was
round
just
6.
brutal. When you're using a draft pick on a kicker, you have to hit on it. He's got to at least last past one season with the team. He played 1 year. It was terrible. He tried out the next year, and they cut him. Just terrible.
Who does he play for now? Didn't he?
He was like on the Jets last year. I
He
think
did
he's
get
out of the
signed.
league again.
Like he did?
He's going to be one of those guys that you're going to see his name floated around in August quite a
Yeah.
bit for the next 3 years, where teams are giving him that preseason workout, try to see if there's a kicking competition, and unless he absolutely wows and he really figured it out, odds are you don't see him kicking in meaningful NFL games going forward.
Sorry.
The
Yeah,
last
he
one,
was New York Jets. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. The New York Jets. I mean, it's not football.
Oh, they just signed him 6 days ago. Sorry.
Oh.
Well, there you go. There's a good chance that you're going to get the exact thing where he's going to be on through preseason. Chance he wins the job for all we know, but you probably still won't hear about him because he's a New York Jet.
Just an awful pick.
The one that I think jumped out, and I won't harp on him, is Eric Stokes. I think that one goes without saying because he had a much better bounce back year this last year in a new scenery.
And he got a contract.
He got a contract
Where
with
is he
Las
now?
Vegas.
Oh,
Yep. The Raiders.
that one makes my dad so mad. Eric Stokes is like, whenever.
He was terrible.
He was, and my dad will always whenever I ask him, when we talk about the show and whatnot, and he's asking me questions or I'm asking him questions for Wildy, he'll be like, ask about Eric Stokes. Why did Gutey draft him? I need to know. And he every single time.
Gutey loves the Georgia Bulldogs.
He does. Oh, I think a lot of teams do. You see a lot of the playoff drafting now, the big programs, because they are at this point almost as close to an NFL feeder system as you're going to get. I'll leave us with this because we are really low on time right now. A.J. Dillon, I know people love this guy. He's an awesome person. He has been he's the mayor of Door County. Everybody loves what he is, the human being. Drafting a running back like him in the second round in this era of the NFL didn't make sense then. It makes even less sense looking back at it.
Yeah, that was tough. He had a good little run there. He had like a good year and a half, 2 years with the Packers, but after that, it just became pretty apparent that it wasn't going to happen where he was going to
You need 3 yards, I'm going to get you 3 yards. You need 5 yards, I'm going to get you 3 yards.
Right, exactly. That was the definition of who he was. And yeah, obviously a great guy, great Packer in the community and all that, great Wisconsinite. Bad pick. Bad pick in the second round. They probably could have, and at the time they were talking about how we could have gotten A.J. Dillon in the third. Instead, in the third of that same draft, we got Josiah DeGuara, who was...
Who?
So he was like this tight end guy that they were like, well, he can play a little like kind of running back. They called it like that was when
The gadget guys.
The Wildcat was like a thing where he could play all over the field, wide receiver, tight end, line him up wherever you want, he'll do it.
Did he ever play?
He played, but he never made a single impact in anything. That was probably the worst pick.
I don't even know who it is. So
Josiah DeGuara. I think he was Cincinnati. I think
Go Bearcats?
I think he was a Cincinnati guy.
all right.
Well, when we come back, it's time for our prep block here. Beaver Dam Baseball has a rescheduled new time tonight. Make sure you listen to that. We're going to hear from Andy Selgrad. You probably recognize the name. He's back in the area coaching another high school area team. We'll dive into that on the other side of the break here on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and Daily Dodge TV.
This is Mike Pogorelic, head girls hockey coach at Beaver Dam High School. You're listening to 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, home of the Golden Beavers.
This Daily Dodge News update is brought to you by Prairie Ridge Health. They offer routine checkups and specialty services and inpatient care at the hospital just off Highway 151 in Columbus. Learn more at prairieridge.health.
From the Daily Dodge News Center, I'm Terry Bell. A Fond du Lac man is going to prison for a shooting 2 years ago that injured one man. Luis Guzman Romero was sentenced to 15 years on Thursday. A woman from Fairwater is dead and 3 others are hurt after a UTV crash between Princeton and Ripon late Saturday. Nobody was wearing their seatbelts. The Beaver Dam School District is rolling out a new strategic plan shaped by community feedback. The public would be able to see progress on goals and data on the district's website. There's a change in plans for the next phase of Beaver Dam's Monarch Lakeview luxury housing development. Instead of a 74-unit apartment building, JCW Development now wants to build 6 single-family homes and 8 duplexes. Harley-Davidson is recalling nearly 17,000 Softail motorcycle models from the 2025 and 2026 model years. They're prone to leaking brake fluid. From the Daily Dodge News Center, I'm Terry Bell.
That was the Daily Dodge News Update brought to you by Prairie Ridge Health. They make it easy to get the care you need, close to home. Learn more about their services and locations at prairieridge.health.
Ever feel like your house is trying to tell you something? Those foggy windows, the ones that won't quite open, the ones that make your house look a little tired? Good news, Hometown Glass and Improvement can help with beautiful, energy-efficient Lindsay windows that instantly refresh your home inside and out. Cleaner views, smoother operation, and a brand new look you'll notice every day. Call Hometown Glass and Improvement today for your free estimate. Hometown Glass and Improvement, locally owned, community trusted.
They're doing their best to work like Wildy today. What's your excuse? Don't let your eyes or ears miss anything happening on the Damn Sports Show. Presented by Real Sports Cards in Waupun.
Who let the dogs out?
Beaver Dam Baseball has a new time they're playing at tonight. It will be 6:30 on Daily Dodge TV. That'll be with Mike Tronson and Aiden Voigt over there for senior night coming up against Baraboo in just a few hours. But in the meantime, we got news a little bit earlier today, or at least I found out about it earlier today. Andy Selgrad, a name that many of us in this area are familiar with, the former head coach with the Columbus Cardinals. He's back coaching locally once again. He's going to be the head coach of the Hustisford Marsh Falcons just up the road. Wade Bates was able to catch up with the former Columbus Cardinals head coach and new Marsh Falcons one. We're going to throw it over to that interview now.
Exciting news in Horicon yesterday as Andy Selgrad was announced as the new assistant to middle and high school principal, athletic and activities director, and head football coach. You've known him from his last couple of years at Ripon, and he won a state championship at Columbus. Coach Andy Selgrad, congratulations and thanks for the time.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, just thoughts on the Horicon School District. You spent the last couple of years at Ripon after a few seasons at Columbus. Just what intrigued you about the educational opportunity and also the football coaching job at Horicon?
Yeah, I mean, it was the only place I applied to during this off season, and really just happened a few weeks ago. So it's happened really quickly. But, you know, I reached out to Mike over there, who's going to be the new head principal at the high school, and you know, I asked if there's a possibility of being the athletic director, AP, and head football coach all in one, and he said yes. And so I applied and enjoyed the interview process through both rounds, and lo and behold, they offered me the job. And you know, at first I was a little nervous about pulling up my family again and moving, but you know, the people at Horicon were just so kind and welcoming that, you know, I couldn't say no. And I couldn't be more excited about this new change in career and trajectory. And, you know, it's just, I'm excited to be part of the Horicon School District and be part of the community.
Sure. What excites you about being able to take that admin side of it as well, along with the coaching and being able to impact students in all aspects of education?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I've been in the classroom for 20 years. When I was at Columbus, I was also an instructional coach, so I got to see that side of things as well. So, you know, being able to work with teachers, with students, athletes, you know, to have an impact on so many people within a district is a unique opportunity. And so I'm really excited about that. You know, the superintendent there is fantastic. She's doing a great job there, and just the structure of the leadership there is just very welcoming, very inviting, and they really want to continue doing great things there. it's a small, tight-knit community, and they're very proud of their school, and I want to be any kind of part of that and just continue to help.
And Coach, just switching to the football side right now, obviously a program last year, they struggled a little bit with injuries and such, but they're not that far out from a very deep run into the postseason, and there is a pretty nice history with the Husticon football program. Just what excites you about the football portion of your new job?
Yeah, they survived a gauntlet last year. I mean, playing in the Capital Conference is no joke. It's, in my opinion, the best Division IV conference in the entire state. And so to have a school that's smaller like Horicon and Hustisford competing in that conference, they took some lumps, but they competed. They really did. They played hard. They competed. You can see it on the film. And the move to the new conference this year, the Eastern Suburban, is going to be a great fit for the program. So, it's just going to take a little bit of time to introduce in a power encounter. But I'm pretty excited about that. And from what I understand, the kids are excited about this opportunity as well. So, we're just going to continue to grow the program from the youth on up all the way through the high school. We're going to treat it as one family. And we're going to just see improvements from game to game, week to week with our football program. I'm excited to work with them, and I think they're equally as excited as well.
Talking with Andy Selgrad. Coach, what are the things you've seen in the Horicon community as well as their commitment to facilities? Because they may have one of the best, if not the best facility across the region. Just, thought about having, going to a community that supports, kids both not only in the classroom but also in extracurriculars.
No, absolutely. It's when I interviewed there, they talked about the fundraising for that football field. And what was amazing about that is it was community funded. You see so many districts across the state trying to do something along those lines of just simply getting turf. And it's a struggle, and rightfully so. Times are tough right now for a lot of school districts, but the fact that the community has such spirit, such school spirit and willing to support the district is amazing. It's unheard of, really. And to create a facility like they have there is unbelievable. I mean, it's beautiful. It really is. There's very few stadiums across the state that look like that. And so just to see their passion for not just athletics, but also the other extracurriculars as well. One of the important things for us is my son, he's a drummer. We wanted to make sure that there's a good music program there as well. And they said, yeah, absolutely. And it's supported by the community. So in all aspects, they want a full, well-rounded education for the students that walk through those halls.
Talking with Andy Selgrad, recently named, they do an assistant middle school and high school principal, athletic and activities director, and head football coach. You're going to have a very large business card if you get one, Andy.
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough room for all that.
Jack of all trades. Now, you've been to the top of the mountain at Columbus, winning a state championship. What does it take for a program to make deep runs in the playoffs and be competitive and sustain that year in and year out?
I've said this everywhere I've been. It really starts in the weight room. It always does. And, that's something that we did here at Ripon. We really got committed to the weight room, and it showed in our year 2 improvement. And it's going to continue to succeed. So whoever takes over is going to inherit an excellent football program. Even at Fondy, we spent a lot of time in the weight room with those kids, and that's how you win. It's one in the weight room in the off season. So that's going to be job one for us is let's commit to the weight room, commit to getting stronger, more physical. And then it's just about being coachable. And that is going to be very important for us, especially from the start, because it's going to be a new offensive system for the players. They're a little bit familiar with the ideas that we've run with Coach Fiacco a couple of years ago. So we're going to get back to just running the football and being a tough physical football team.
Coach, if there's anybody out there listening that's involved in the football program, is there anything they need to know as you take the reins, where they can find information, or what do they need to know as we just get started here?
Well, I'm going to have a meeting tomorrow night to meet the players and the families, and I'm going to include the middle school as well, just so that they can see what the program looks like, what our vision is for the future. And so, if anybody's listening, I would definitely encourage you to come out and take a listen, meet me, meet some of the other coaches that are going to be coming along with me. And, just see what the future of Horicon football, Husticon football is going to look like. So after that, it's just a matter of attending summer strength and conditioning sessions. And of course, we're going to have some contact days there as well. So it's going to be a lot of learning this off season. So that way, by the time August rolls around, we can hit the ground running and be ready to take on our conference schedule.
Well, Coach Selgrad, I appreciate the time. Congratulations. It's been fun, talking to you your years at Columbus and even back over in your days in Fond du Lac when we crossed paths at St. Mary Springs, Fondy, North Fondy, and the Fond du Lac Crusaders. But it's going to be a good time, and look forward to seeing you at the game that we can hopefully get out and broadcast a few of the Marshmen's games on Daily Dodge TV next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it. Excited to be back in Dodge County.
All right, Andy Selgrad, the brand new Assistant Middle and High School Principal, Athletic and Activities Director, and Head Football Coach at Horicon. Thanks for the time. We'll talk down the road.
All right, thanks, Wade.
This is 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
Here's a look at your weatherology forecast. Clear skies tonight with a low of 42. Winds out of the northeast 5 to 10 miles per hour. Bright sunshine tomorrow, 73. Lows dip down to about 52. Tomorrow night, mainly clear. Partly cloudy skies Thursday with daytime highs approaching 79. 71, storms likely Friday. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Right now, 77.
Keep up to date with all the latest going on in high school athletics across the region by heading to the sports tab at DailyDodge.com. Local scores, interviews, and more.
Is your business celebrating an anniversary, hosting a special event, or looking to drive foot traffic and boost your brand in the community? Then it's time to jump on board with 95.3 WBEV and Daily Dodge Brat Fries. Get ready to make room for our grills. We're inviting local businesses to become official Brat Fry hosts this season. It's a fun, high-energy way to bring customers to your location and create buzz around your business. You'll even partner with a local nonprofit organization to give back to the community while you grow. And this year's Brat Fry season will feature attendance-based guaranteed cash prizes for fans. All will be encouraged to get their stamp cards ready and participate in all Brat Fries on site. Everyone can follow along throughout the season. If they get their stamp card stamped 5 times, they're entered into a random drawing for those guaranteed cash prizes.
No purchase necessary to participate in the contest.
It's great food, great crowds, and community impact. To become a host location, visit DailyDodge.com today and fire up your next event.
Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Badgers, Brewers, Bucks, and more on the Damn Sports Show, presented by Real Sports Cards in Waupun. Stay tuned to 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
I had to do this after yesterday. Tears are coming. This is Charlie Dern's last segment here with us on the Damn Sports Show. He's going nowhere.
I sobbed like a baby in the theater for Fast and Furious 7 when this played. Sobbed like a baby.
That needed to, by the way, that needed to be where the series stopped. Yeah. Like, we're like going to the moon. Like, what is I love that there was like kind of like an element of reality when you watch the first like 4, even 5-ish, where you can talk yourself into, wow, really cool. It's realistic. Now they're like going to the moon. They're like flying off things.
They still rule. They're just not.
Well, now they rule for a different reason. It's more of that type of movie that you and I like, the slop films that are like, this is so bad that I'm going to be sitting my ass down and listening.
That's right.
But no,
That's right.
I'd stop at 7. Stop at 7. It's time for this or that. Final one here, at least this week. Reminder, we don't have our show for the remainder of the week. We will have ESPN Wisconsin draft coverage starting pretty much just running daily, but starting tomorrow from this 4 to 5 slot as well. So in the meantime, we're going to do this or that and send you on our way. Ashley Dobrzinski, take her away.
Okay, we're going to do a couple draft ones.
All right, I like that.
Draft night trades or stay put?
I think you hate these. It depends on the situation, right?
Definitely totally depends on where you're at. If you're like the Cardinals at third overall, like I think they should trade out of that instead of staying put and
taking Jeremiah Love, a running back at third overall.
Yeah, I don't think they should do that. But it definitely depends on where you're at. I think I think like if we're talking strictly the Packers, I think the Packers should stay put or trade away instead of trading up into the first round. Stay put.
Stay put.
Okay. Small school superstar or average SEC Big Ten player?
Ooh. Like average, but like we're going to the pros? You're saying like good average?
Both are going to the pros.
Okay, so superstar, I'm trying to think. I always go back to Andy Isabella. I know like a loser. I brought it up and you're like, who is that? The Massachusetts like little guy, wide receiver. I think that there's something cool about that. The pull for me is obviously growing up rooting for a big school. I'd want to at least have the belief that I can win a national championship while I'm in school. So I think I'd take being a good player on a huge team opposed to being the household name on a small one.
Agreed, especially now in the transfer portal era where the guys are, in theory, getting an opportunity, if they are that good at the smaller school, to play at the higher level, play for a Big Ten, play for an SEC team where they can then have the chance. What?
I just love that you and I have absolutely assassinated this block every time. But, well, let me tell you, we're going to set up this parameter, and then we'll answer this or that.
Yeah.
She's got to love it.
Bigger school guy.
There you go. Bigger schools.
Would you rather have fingers as long as your legs or legs as short as your fingers?
Sorry. I was getting ready for like another draft one.
No,
Go ahead. Sorry, that was
making,
off the deep end different.
Well, you two just say...
Yeah. That was my fault. I just was surprised. I was caught off guard.
Would you rather have fingers as long as your legs or legs as short as your fingers?
I'll take the fingers.
Yeah. Which part, Wally? The fingers as long as your legs?
I'll take the long fingers.
I'll go long fingers.
You break them all the time.
Yeah, that's true. But like you couldn't get anywhere if you had little like those aren't even baby legs. Baby legs are bigger than your fingers.
I know. Would you at some point almost amputate the legs, go Oscar Pistorius?
Yeah.
I think that's the right way to go.
Pretty quickly. Or like, have you seen Deadpool?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
where it's like the little tiny hand on the under the chin. That gets my dad to laugh every time. It's so good. All right, we got time for a couple more.
Okay. Always have to run everywhere. Oh, wait, no, sorry, not that one. Trip in public once a week or say the wrong name every time you greet someone.
Say the wrong name every time you greet someone or trip in public once a week?
Yep.
Oh, I'm 6'2", not to flex, but that means
Seems like a flex.
I was clumsy when I was growing, and still kind of am.
Wait,
I trip all the time. I've figured it out. Figured it out.
You were clumsy when you were growing?
Yeah.
You didn't know how to like work your legs?
Yeah, he's like a little baby giraffe.
Yeah, getting used to your body, your longer legs, longer limbs. I still run into things and do that like trip and all that.
I'm tripping too.
I've mastered the trip. I don't even do the what did I just trip on? I just, you know what, dust myself off and laugh.
I'm tripping funny. Every time.
That probably made someone laugh. Good.
Last one.
Bite your tongue every time you eat or spill something on yourself once a day.
I do that already. Spill on myself every day, no problem.
That's what I do too.
Bite every time you eat?
Yep.
Yeah, that's too much. I'd spill on myself. That's fine. Okay. I drink so much water that you can spill water on yourself. Coffee, that would be a bummer.
You don't drink water, you chug water.
I don't know what that's about. It's because I swallow really
low. No, you drink water for like 7 seconds at a time.
It's a good way for you to...
At least I can use straws.
Hey, I can now. I got cleared today.
You can put it in between your gap tooth.
Hey! Not nice.
Well, that's going to do it for us here today. Enjoy draft week, everybody. We'll be back with Ashley Dobrzinski on Monday. Thank you again, Charlie, for stepping in the last few months. It's been a lot of fun.
Of course, it's been a great ride. Thanks as always. You guys will be great.
We will. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to it, Dobes. Buckle up. Monday's coming soon. Homer Hour coming up next.
What is dedication?
People ask.